Hey, great evening to you all. I hope that this morning when you woke up grateful and that you were able to maintain that all day. And I hope that you filled your heart consistently all day also. And at some point today, I hope that you told yourself how amazing you were and how great of a being you are and how magical you are. Because all of those are facts too. So I came out this afternoon and did a live for about an hour, only to realize that it never saved. It never saved and it never posted or nothing. So I was like, oh, okay. I'll take that as a confirmation that that wasn't supposed to be heard. Because I must have dropped too many truth bombs in that live this afternoon for it not to be able to be published or posted or whatever. And for you guys not even to see it. So, you know what? We all are trained to seek the answers outside of us. Okay? Since we're born. And that really affects us. It really does. Because the answers you're going to find outside of you, meaning from family, from friends, and we all like to discuss things with people and get other people's opinions about things. But as long as you're doing that, you're not searching within yourself. So it's great when we have people to guide us with correct advice. But if you don't have the right people in your life, you'll be quickly misguided according to their needs and wants. So it's really, really important that you look within to seek your answers. Nobody else can tell you what feels good to you and what doesn't. Because our unique perspective allows us to see things uniquely the way we do. So that's why I say that it's very, very important to seek within. You know, a lot of things happen in my life, and I could very easily pick up the phone and talk to people about it. But the answers that I'm going to get by doing that are not going to be the same answers that my heart and what my experience is going to guide me to do. And because we've sought so much approval and validation from our friends and from our family and from society as a whole, believing we have to, live up to certain standards or do certain things or have certain things, that's all external validation. So if you're validating yourself according to what you have externally, well, that's not real self-validation. And if you're validating yourself by looking at your balance in your account, that's not self-validating either. Because I'm going to, I mentioned it on the live today, but since it never came out, I'll mention it again today. A lot of people believe that everything that they have externally gives them more clout in life or gives them more, I don't know what. Because when I see a lot of people that have accumulated a lot from, hard work or whatever the case is, I also see what they've sacrificed in order to have these things. So that's why, I'm really grateful that at this point in my life, I don't seek outward validation. And I don't seek into my unique validation out of what I have. Because the knowledge that I carry and the heart that I have outweighs any kind of money that I could have sitting in the bank doing nothing with. You see what I mean? Like, how much money does one really need? I totally know that anytime I've acquired more money, which I always have enough money to do what I need to do. But anytime I've acquired excess, well, there was excess problems that came with that. Every single time. So, and I sacrificed a lot. So I'm at the point in my life where I don't want to sacrifice my life to acquire things. I really don't. So that's another big point of me saying that I'm okay doing what I'm doing right now, no matter what. And we are so accustomed and so used to seeking this outward validation. And we think that the things that we have outside of us make us who we are, and it's the farthest thing from it. Because somebody that has a lot going, let's say, and who has a lot of finances, well, they also have a lot of responsibility. And they also have a lot of stress. And they also have a lot of time sacrificed to all of those things. See, and it doesn't make you who you are. And these people can have the best intentions because they do it for their family, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that it's malicious, but it's just the sacrifice is huge. It really is. And we do these things for self-validation and to give meaning to our life. Well, you got to hold enough meaning within your own individual self first. And you have to validate yourself first. And you have to check for you first. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're doing things that are really making you not feel right, so if your job is not something that you find pleasant, but you go there every day because you need that paycheck, I get it. But you got to find something that you're passionate about. And change that for yourself. Because the more you do something that doesn't fill your heart, you are depleting it. And that's facts. So you can strive to break your back to acquire outwardly things, making you feel like it's more of a person in this world, but no. Who you are makes you who you are. It's not what you acquire in this life. And me personally, I'd rather sit here with a bank full of knowledge and be alive to enjoy my life fully than to be breaking my back to fill a bank account to just sit on meaningless money. Like, if I'm not going out there to break my back to make the millions to change the world, there's no point of it. Not in this system, and not with the changes that everybody's gonna see come January. I hope everybody's brushed up on their skills, because the world is about to change. So it's not going to be about what you've acquired. It's going to be all about who you are and what can you do. We're going back to a love operational system. We have been shackled to a demonic system for thousands of years. The real chosen ones, the real black sheeps of the family, you know why we are the way we are? Because the biggest thing that we're supposed to snap the cycle out of is the karmic cycle of this reincarnation into the demonic system. So when you are aware that the whole operating system is the way it is to shackle us to feeding it, well, you're going to be quick to say, hey, what do I really want in this world? And what do I really want as an individual? And you can't be looking for another person to answer that for you. We're all unique. We all matter. We're all equal. There's not one person that's better than another. The classes of society and all of this trying to acquire outwardly things to make us into something, well, no, that's the wrong way of being. Because you can't take any of that with you. Yeah. And somebody who's sitting on all that money, what are they doing with it anyway if they're not changing the world with it? You know, currency is to flow to, current, to flow to. So, money comes in, it's supposed to go out. Or you block your own flow. You're not supposed to bank money and not do anything with it. Yeah, it stops the ease of the entrance of the money. And that's why it's so important that when you make money, you flow it back out to the right things. And that's why you see all of these big people that are running big operations and businesses and even life coaching. They all have something, an organization that they're paying it forward to. Because they understand quite clearly that if they do not keep that money flowing, that it'll stop their flow. But they won't tell you that. So, money's great. But with more money, you got more problems. And I hate to be the one to say it, but I will. All of those that are sitting there with loads of money and don't know what it is to be broke, you're about to find out. And it's the ones like us who have turned nothing into something and fed our kids from nothing and survived coming from nothing that are going to survive it quite easily, because we've been surviving life just like this the whole time. But the shift is happening. So everybody can deny it all they want. And they can think Tobi's crazy. But let's see who survives this. I know I will. But what skills you got? What knowledge do you have? Do you have survival skills? Do you know what it is to make a meal from scratch if you have to? Well, you better learn to if you don't know now. Literally. You know, operating the way we have has gotten us to where we are. And it's pretty pathetic that humans couldn't get it right. That it takes the whole universe to snap us back into check. Because humans, hey, what happened when they started learning about things? Kept it a secret. Shackled us more. Okay, well, let's get the most out of them before we ruin the world. Because we won't be here to see it happen anyway. Fucking dummies. It's not even a joke. And that's what happened. Big business did that to us. They knew exactly what the hell they were doing. They didn't make changes. No, they amplified it all. For the destruction of who? Us. Well, guess what? The ones that have woken up to awaken to the whole matrix and how it operates and have unshackled ourselves from it, and who can actually operate in a loving manner, well, that's going to determine really who survives this or not. With the energetic magnitudes and the magnification of everything, since November 1st, and then another portal November 11th, and now we're with the full moons, and now we're going into another Mercury retrograde on the 13th right through to the 11th. This is real stuff happening. And it's all magnified by 20. So anything that you haven't wanted to face in your life, well, I guess you've had to face it over the past couple of weeks. And everybody wonders, why is this coming up now? Why is this coming? Because that's the shit that's been stored in you that you've refused to look at. Hey, it's happened to me too, so nobody else can deny it. Straight up. But these are the things that if we're ascending with the planet and your vibration is increasing, you can't keep anything shackled within your being that is of lowered vibration. So what is that? Trapped emotions of anger, shame, blame, guilt, denial, judgment, non-acceptance, anything that you have thought, felt, seen, done, heard in your lifetime that is of a lowered vibration must be rid from your being. Well, if anybody's had a life like I had, holy fuck, your DNA's full of that. Because that's the generation that we were spit out of. Also the generation that convinced us to, shh, don't say anything. Shut up. Deal with it. Handle it. Okay? Get over it. Well, for any of us that lived that, well, yeah, these times are changing and you are going to feel it. That's why I've been trying to get everybody's mindset right for over a year now. Yeah. Because of this exact energetic shift happening. Yeah. And each of us matter. So we all have to stop looking for outward validation. Okay? Well, I don't. I honestly direct connect to the Most High, and I ask him everything. Not even him. I ask the creative energies to guide me, and they do. Okay? And they're never wrong. And it's clear as day. And I don't come out here and talk to everybody because that is just what Tobi wants to do. No, I'm soulfully led, and I'm pushed out here to do this by my soul, which is governing my being. So Tobi's avatar has no choice but to follow suit. Don't come out here with a script, and I don't come out here even with thought of what I'm going to say. Because when I come out here and speak, I speak from the soul. Factually, truthfully. And that's why a lot of people can't handle it. Because they've been lying to their own damn being all their life. Can't get real with their own being. Seeking outward validation from everything and anything they can acquire instead of putting the focus on who they are and what they're operating as on the planet. So obviously, during this time, holy fuck, there's going to be a lot of shit to deal with. Now, you guys all have a choice when this shit's coming up. Because it's going to, whether you like it or not. It's already started. I can guarantee that since November, anybody who hasn't gotten right with themselves is being forced to do it now. What do I mean? Well, if you hung on to people that weren't worthy of your energy, they've been removed from your life. Simple. Factually. If there's things that your body can no longer tolerate you doing or interacting with, it will stop. The energetic influences are real. And anybody operating already from their heart, which I know many that are, and that's what makes it worth it to come out here. Well, let me just say this. A lot of people aren't. So it's the ones that are already operating from their heart, have nothing to worry about. When this stuff comes up, you look at it because you have to acknowledge it. If you don't acknowledge it and you don't put your focus on it and consciously take the learning from it and release it, it will throw you around like a rag doll. Because in order to change anything, especially stuff that's trapped within our being, you have to acknowledge that it's there. It's one of the laws of the universe. Without actually acceptance of something, it cannot be changed. So if you've been denying yourself of your healing from anything you've ever lived, you are going to be forced to do it now. Because those who are operating from their heart, well, we're already on the way. But this is the time that you got to cut everything around you that isn't going to. Simple choices. And it's going to be difficult for some people. Me, I'm used to being alone. So it doesn't matter to me who's there and who's not, because I'm here alone all the time. So for me, what's about to happen, I'm good. And I have no remorse, and I have no shame or blame. It was all a clear-cut choice. And I was instructed, even when I had my little flip out on Friday, look, Moses had to watch them drown, eh? Well, so do you. So I was like, all right, cool. People don't want to take anything seriously because they're stuck in their own denial. They don't want to look at facts and what's happening because of the depth of their delusion. The ones that are operating from their heart already know better. It's as simple as that. And that's what has separated the masses. Because the masses have already been separated. And you don't even realize it. But it's facts. And you see it more and more now outside than you ever have. People can't control themselves. Because the ones that are not operating from their heart space, well, all of the head fuck shit that they've been playing with themselves is amplified by 20 now. That's why people are losing it. They thought that their mind and their own beings were driving themselves crazy before. Well, this is also why anybody who's sick and believes they're sick, well, that's amplified too. And you know what? All of the creative powers that actually have a perfect design for this whole operating system have had enough. But if I was the prime creator, I would have pulled the plug a long time ago when I would see people acting the way they are and shackling humans. Like, come on. I would have pulled that plug, reset, bang. I would have wiped out humanity if it was up to me. Not even a joke. Because when I look at all the time that we've had as individuals to make better choices for our own beings and for everybody that we love, and we haven't, well, like I've said many times, you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. It's as simple as that. And if you're not loving yourself unconditionally and loving humanity unconditionally, well, guess what? You're part of the problem. Why? Because that's separation, that's segregation, that's divide. Whereas if you're operating truly from your heart, well, the primary law of that is oneness, unity. We are all one. So you don't treat somebody else fucked up. You just don't. Not when you're a whole healed being, you don't. You just don't. So that's when you really got to be self-aware about how you're operating, because there's a lot of people that walk around, oh, I'm spiritual and I'm this and I'm that and I'm all kinds of things. But they're chanting all kinds of shit, verbal diarrhea, because not once do I hear them say that they're loving themselves. And that's the most important thing. I'm telling you, it's truth. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love another. You can't. Because everything that you find wrong with yourself, you're going to find wrong with somebody else. And there is no wrong. We are all unique. So we all matter, every single one of us. There's not one better than the other. And people have put classes like, okay, the upper class, the middle class. Guess what? On a soul level, we are all the same. No matter what. Well, the world has to get back to that operating system. where people aren't judging each other and not accepting each other and being cruel to each other and blaming and shaming and guilting each other and pulling shit on each other. Like, that is not cool. None of it. Well, that's how we were conditioned to be. Exactly that. So as you grow up and you become self-aware that that is no longer an option for yourself, well, you start to seek within and find your own answers according to what you feel in your heart, not according to all of the validation you'll find outside of you, because the truest answers lie within your own being. And you got to bring it down to the basics of the laws of the universe. I'm telling you, my life is governed on these universal laws. So much so that it's not even something I have to think about. That's how I operate. Knowing them in and out. Knowing that anything I push out is coming back. But I also know we're all one. If somebody is really fucked up with me, well, yes, I mirror that back to them, but I am never fucked up. Until somebody steps over a line with me and makes me fucked up. But then, hey, whoa, look out, I clean house, I don't give a fuck. And I'm still like that too. Don't think all love and light and the darkness is gone, because, hey, yin and yang, merged. But to be fucked up or to go and cause a problem for somebody, there's no way in hell. That is not who I am, and that's never how I've been. So, that's a choice. Doesn't matter what I've had to live. Retaliation? For what? I'm so used to people being fucked up with me that you know what? It's all good at this point. But this world operating like this is really bad. And it's got to stop. And everybody's got to stop looking outside of them for validation and meaning as a person. Own your meaning and your worth as an individual, your uniqueness. There's so much greatness about us individually. And that's why we all matter. We all bring something that another does not bring. And we've always been guided to, be like this person, or be like that person, or be like that. Nah, scrap all that shit. Be you. Authentically 100% you. At all costs. No matter what. That's where the true answers lie. Guaranteed you cannot find that shit from another being. And if you try, you are going to fail. But that'll be your first attempt in learning. But by now, I would think that you would self-validate. And it's fucked up because a lot of people, they do it. By second nature. You have something you're thinking about or something, automatically pick up the phone. Okay, well, what do you think about this? That's the last fucking thing I do. Why do they do that? Well, because they don't trust their own being. So, the more you pick up the phone and trust somebody else to govern your life, no matter what it is, well, that is to the magnitude of which you are not controlling and governing your own being. Really. Other than coming out here and doing the lives, I don't talk to anybody all day, eh? I don't want to talk. The lives are enough talking for me, thanks. Literally. Like, I don't need validation externally. I know who I am. And I want everybody to get to that point and hold their power. And don't leak their power. What does that mean fully? Do not give people access to your energy who are just going to stick a straw in and go, and not give you anything back. Because especially with these shifts, well, I'll tell you somebody that is sinking.
J3.
Somebody that is sinking in their own mess is going to be reaching for somebody of a higher vibe because they need that energy right now. Well, you better watch what you're leaking your energy to. All the time, under all costs. Okay? Because now so more than ever, the last thing you want to feel is depressed because it'll be magnified. And the last thing that you want to feel is anxious about anything because it'll be magnified. And the last thing you want to feel is confusion because it'll be magnified too. And the last thing that you want to feel is angry because the effects of that, you're going to feel it too. Literally. Energy influence is real. And it affects us daily. Okay? So, guys, you got to be aware of that. And this is why...
J3.
This is why you gotta watch what you're allowing access to all the time. All the time. Because unless you're somebody like me that can feel energy and read people's intentions from before they open their mouth, well, you don't see things coming until it's too late. So, protect your energy. Be good to yourself. Do not validate yourself through anything but yourself. All the time. Look within for the answers. Because they're all there. Your soul already knows everything. So ask it. Okay? Guys, I got an important call coming in twice. I'm going to close up the live. But I love you all. Have a great night. Look within for the answers. Don't look outside of you. Because that is all a delusion and not reality anyway. Other than what you're projecting it to be anyway. I love you all. Have a great night. Peace.